A recent 5-4 ruling by the Supreme Court has intensified a legal battle between Texas and the Biden administration over border security measures. The dispute involves Texas installing concertina wire along sections of the Eagle Pass border to deter unauthorized crossings, and whether federal authorities have the legal authority to remove or alter these barriers. This ongoing case, Department of Homeland Security v. State of Texas, has now returned to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals for further review. Texas initially sued the federal government, claiming that its actions violated property rights, and the Administrative Procedures Act APA argued that the barriers were critical for border security. Federal agents began cutting through sections of the wire, prompting Texas to seek legal intervention. A district court granted Texas a temporary restraining order to prevent federal interference except in medical emergencies. However, when Texas requested a more permanent injunction, the court denied it, though it acknowledged that federal actions were often unwarranted. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Texas appealed the denial to the Fifth Circuit and obtained emergency relief to temporarily block federal action. The Biden administration countered by appealing to the Supreme Court, which overturned the Fifth Circuit's decision permitting federal agents to continue removing the wire. Following the Supreme Court's ruling, Texas Governor Greg Abbott accused the federal government of failing to enforce immigration law. He invoked the state's constitutional right to self-defense under Article I, Section 10, Clause 3, asserting that Texas would continue its efforts to secure the border against what it views as a growing threat. The Fifth Circuit remanded the case to the lower court for 60 days to gather additional evidence. During this period, the Biden administration filed a motion to dismiss the case, arguing that Texas lacked legal grounds and that the claims were invalid. Texas contested this move, stating that the administration was attempting to end the case prematurely. When the Fifth Circuit resumed the case, oral arguments revealed strong judicial frustration. The Biden administration argued that the court should ignore new evidence gathered during the remand period, while simultaneously reserving the right to use that same evidence in future appeals to the Supreme Court. This apparent double standard irked the judges, who questioned the administration's approach. The federal government also argued that the Supreme Court's earlier decision effectively settled the matter, a claim that further annoyed the panel. Judges expressed concern that the administration could bypass their authority by taking the case directly back to the Supreme Court. From the tone of the oral arguments, it appears likely that the Fifth Circuit will rule in favor of Texas, potentially overturning the district court's earlier decision and granting a preliminary injunction to limit federal action. If this happens, the Biden administration is expected to appeal, likely taking the case back to the Supreme Court. This legal clash underscores a broader tension between state and federal authority over border enforcement. Texas asserts its right to protect itself against what it perceives as an invasion, while the federal government argues that immigration and border security fall under its jurisdiction. The Fifth Circuit's upcoming decision will be critical, shaping the trajectory of this high-profile conflict and potentially setting an important legal precedent. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.